And spawning in the top right hand corner of Alkione, we have our blue Zerg player representing Talent Esports, the best Zerg player in all of South Korea. It is Dark. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the best Protoss player in all of South Korea, arguably the best Protoss in the world. The red Protoss player representing CranKy Gaming. It is herO. Let's go. And we briefly did bring up herO in the previous series in Stats vs Dark, how herO is much more aggressive and unpredictable. He's a very, very fluid and dynamic player in this matchup. And Dark versus herO usually leads to shenanigans. Speaking of, probe is moving out. We do go for our gate set up here on the low ground for a gate expand, I imagine. Oh, herO, he's so quick to check the gold base. He does confirm, does get eyes on the hatchery. And do we throw down the forge? No, that's going to be a second gateway setup here from herO. Okay, so already, this is what I talk about. This is what I mean. herO versus Dark is always nonsense. It's always crazy. Dark, he goes for the gold base. Initially, it's going to be a hatch first. Hatch gas pool, takes the gold. herO immediately checks because he knows that Dark loves taking the gold on this map. He confirms going for a 2-gate opener. Cybercore is thrown down as well. Now with a 2-gate opener, the Nexus is delayed in favor of initially Zealots and either Adept or Stalkers as a follow-up. You can go either or. Adepts, I imagine, will be prioritized as they can get across the map faster. They can trade well against Lings and drones. Second pylon has been thrown down, and we should be amassing our units soon once the Cybercore is finished. Now, the Overlord Scout of Dark will confirm this. We're going to be dipping on forward, and we do get eyes on the Cybercore on both gateways. They're already done. So Dark, he knows that Adepts are on the way. He knows that Adepts are coming, and Dark has to prepare. But now he's going to be main knighting over, saturating his gold. Saturating that gold base. Adepts are being chronoed as we speak. And it's going to come down to the control and micro of herO. Can he avoid being surrounded? Can he stutter step forward, focus fire, and take control of the gold base? We'll see. We shall see. As Adepts, they shade out, they take control of the Zonaga, they head towards the gold base. Rocks are still not dealt with. And these Lings are going to be targeted. One Ling goes down. We shade actually towards the main. And what is in the main base? There's one Queen, no Lings at all. Oh, we're in a bit of trouble. Lings, they're racing back home. They're amassing as we speak. Boys are being pulled. And they're being pulled away. No mining whatsoever in the main. Or delayed mining in the main base. We focus on another drone. We get 3, we get 4. 4 drones already. We trade against the Lings. And we're not done. We still have more Adepts on the way. These Adepts, they do shade out. There it is. We have 2 Adepts back at home. 2 more in production. 6 in total. 6 Adepts, followed by Twilight Council, followed by, I imagine, Glaive Adepts. Glaives will make a lot of sense in this position. Once again, good starter stepping out of herO. Ling speed kicks in. Ling speed is now done. We can see Dark amassing Lings with that economy. herO does shade back home. Does get here in time. Fully walls up, or walls off with the Adepts. And there it is. Glaive Adepts on the horizon here for herO. And Dark, can we keep up with this? We need either a Bailey Nest or a Roach Warren. We need something. Adepts are moving out once again. herO, he does spot the shade being cancelled. Sorry, Dark spots the shade being cancelled. Roach Warren is now on the way for Dark. Now in production. Dark Shrine. Oh my god. Followed by DTs. And I am concerned here. I mean, Dark, he's fully aware of the Adepts and he's trying to get ready for them. You know, there's that at least. But that our Templar are unscouted. There's little reason to actually throw down spores. But there it is. We have 1 safety spore on the way. Thankfully, Dark, it is in the back of his mind. There's 1 spore here at the gold. The natural and main base are a little bit more exposed. Hopefully, we can get a spore there as well. How many Adepts do we have? 10. 10 Adepts. Again, we cannot engage here at the Zonaga because of how narrow these choke points are. These are 1-unit choke points. So Dark, he cannot touch this area. Ooh, as Dark did get supply block for a moment. 5 Overlords on the way. Adepts threatening those shades. Meanwhile, Dark, he has stabilized somewhat on a decent drone count. Roaches are amassing. Things threatening us around. Adepts, they do shade in towards that natural. We get us around. Dark, he's going to commit. Likewise, so is herO. We collapse on the army. Good positioning here by herO. Up against the wall. Does avoid that surface area, and he will shade into the main. Drones are being targeted down. He gets 5. He gets 6 in the blink of an eye. 6 drones go down. Now 7. As we shade towards that natural, we do cancel. Yeah, force a recall instead. Force to recall back home. There is a spore in the main base. There is a spore at the natural and a spore at the gold. We have detection everywhere we need them. 0 Dark Templar from herO. Now, what's important here is that with all these depths, it isn't just about killing workers. He could try to go for the spore. If he kills the spore crawler at any of these bases, DTs are suddenly more viable. They will be more viable. As the roach count is getting insanely high. We have 14 roaches against 14 adepts. Dark is soon going to counterattack. Like, he's amassing quite a large army. And herO has done some economic damage, but hasn't done game-ending damage. As he's shading across the map, Lynx is trying to keep up. Roaches are on the way. We can get a queen. Yeah, Lynx, they will engage. We commit to the shade. Spore in the main base can go down. No, we don't go for it. Oh, yeah, we do pull back. Oh, God. We commit to the shade. Not a lot of Lynx. We're going to be able to barely get away. Heading out towards the right-hand side. Shading towards the gold. And once again, Lynx are getting picked apart. And behind this, Dark is droning. Dark, he's now droning up. herO, by the way, he has a third. His third base is up and running. He's getting fully saturated, and we're transitioning away from Adepts. We never made use of the DTs, unfortunately, but, I mean, that's fine. You know, herO, he's able to transition into a robot, into a mortal production. +1, a big gateway explosion is on the way. herO is getting into a longer game, and herO has the better economy than Dark. Like, herO has been able to stabilize himself. Dark is still catching up, as the lair isn't even done. Lair isn't even halfway done. He has roaches, yes, but if we can get enough immortals out, we can hold. So far, we have 2. Is that enough, though? Is that enough immortals? I mean, I say that. Dark isn't pushing. I mean, I think he won't just because it doesn't have a lair. It doesn't have roach speed. Without it, it would be risky. As herO is going to push in. Takes down a roach. Reinforcing with his stalkers, with immortals, with even sentries. And we don't have any ravagers. We have 1 on the way. Without ravagers, force fields are going to be king. Dark, he gets supply blocked. 5 overlords in production. We take down a tumor. We go, force fields are thrown down. So far, again, only 1 Ravager. The Stalkers, they're breaking through. We snowball out of control. With the Immortals, the Roaches just cannot hold a candle to it. And herO, he will take game number 1. GG. Again, herO, he started off with the Glaive Adepts, and Dark was a little bit too tunnel vision there. He was hyper-fixated on defending against them, and he was bleeding out drones, and he was delaying his tech. He didn't get his lair. He didn't get any other saturation going either. Dark, he just fell behind, as it looked like initially he wanted to go for an all-in after defending, but I guess because he never surrounded the Adepts, he was never able to shut them down and never gained map control. GG. With that, herO, he got out of control, he got out of hands, and he did take game number 1. Whew. GG. Dark, he was left in the dust, left behind. Despite the goal base, despite the what should have been a boosted economy, again, never able to really make use of it. And with that, we're getting into game number 2. So very nice play there out of herO. And Dark is up against the wall. 1 more loss, and Dark is out of the tournament. I'm hoping for an ace match, but we'll see. As we're loading into Hard Lead, a map where we're not tempted to rush into the gold. thankfully. We're getting into game number 2, and spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the red Zerg player representing Talon Esports. It is Dark. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss, the blue Protoss player representing CranKy Gaming. It is herO. And herO, he only needs one more Automas, papi, Automas, to make it into the semifinals. Going for another gate expand setup. Meanwhile, Dark going for his hatch gas pool. Standard opener so far. Standard openers between our players. And we'll see kind of what direction we go in. Again, Dark can finally get into a standard game. He can finally get into the mid game, I'm hoping at least. Again, there is no gold to rush into. He wouldn't have to worry about early game aggression. Hatchet gas pool. And herO should be going for his Nexus. Again, as a reminder, the only reason why herO went for his 2-gate opener in the last game was a response to Dark's greed, to Dark's gold. So that's why here we should be calming things down and easing into game 2. Now, Hardlead is quite a small map, so aggression is favored here. We saw how aggressive and how all-in Dark was against stats. It didn't work initially. Winding it back, if you remember, on Hardlead, Dark did go for a Ling Queen Nidus all-in that failed, but then followed it up with Ling Bane into Ultras. Did get away with it. I'm sure we'll see a very different game this time against herO. Island is going to be thrown down a little bit further, a little bit closer to the mineral line. This is technically more efficient. It's there's a bit of a give and take here. As the pylon is thrown down closer here, this does mean that you reduce the time it takes for the probe to actually get back to mining, so it is more economic, but it also means that this Oracle takes longer to get across the map. So a bit of a give and take. Now, Dark, he is notorious for his queen control and his Oracle defense, so it makes sense here for herO to be more efficient economically and less aggressive with that initial Oracle. As the third base is on the way. herO just chilling back at home, getting into his Stalker to hunt down that Overlord and force it back. And what's interesting here is that herO has opted not to go for the second Adept. Basically, it's very common to open up double Adept to go across the map, to be aggressive, to harass, and to pick off drones, or to try to pick off drones. That is something that herO is going to be delaying. Again, not really too concerned with killing workers. Gonna force back that Overlord. Oracle soon to be on the way. It's about to pop out. It's about to pop out, and we're just hyper-fixated on shutting this Overlord down. Supply blocking Dark and keeping him in the dark when it comes to the follow-up. herO just going straight for his 3-base setup. So, yeah, just a really passive start here. I spoke about how because of the placement of the Stargate, it meant that it's going to take longer to get across the map with the Oracle, and we don't even go across the map. We're just chilling back at home. We get a secure 3-base setup. The Adepts have been chilling. herO hasn't really scouted much, which is scary, by the way. Like, against Dark who rushes into fast Roach Warrens or fast Lairs. Like, herO's playing quite economic and quite greedy. And there it is. That's a fast lair. This is why we need to scout. Okay, so based on the lair timing, this looks like a Ling Queen Nidus all-in once again. There could be other things. Could be like drop Lord play, but there's no Overlord speed. Oracles, they get in between the bases, and we need to scout that natural. We do! Big scout here for herO. He does get eyes on the lair. Oracles, they get 4 drones. They split up, and they do survive. They do manage to slip away. Behind this, Dark is droning. Now, the question becomes, does Dark commit? He's getting up to 3 gases. That is usually enough for a Nidus. But he also knows he just got scouted. And a very fast lair leads to only a couple of things. And I'm sure a Nidus is in the back of herO's mind. Lings are amassing. Queens are amassing as well. It looks like Dark is still going to commit. It looks like we're still going for it. And has herO recognized what's going on? Can he piece it together? Going for a depths. Okay, I kind of like it. Because he's up against Mass Ling. There's the Nidus, as we mentioned. Again, 3 gases and a 4-minute lair. Ling Queen, Nidus all in. The same build that Dark did against Stats. And herO, his response is going to be a little bit stronger here with Mass Adept. Again, herO, he saw the lair timing, so he should be aware of the potential for Nidus. Overlord is in the main base. herO, will he spot it? Will he spot that Nidus in time? As Dark, he's just amassing a massive flood of Lings. Queens are amassing as well. We're getting ready to dive in. Queens are on the way. Nidus into the main base, and herO, the Stargate does spot it. Stargate is within range, but herO, does he see the Nidus? I don't think he does. Oh. Adepts are amassing towards the left. And here comes that Nidus on the right. Yeah, herO, no response, no reaction. The Queens, they get in. The Nidus does complete. And herO, he's racing back home. Dark, he's popping off. He busts into the main base. Depowers, he denies +1. Glaives is going to finish. But the Adepts, they're still making their way back into the main base. Lings, they get into mineral line, and Oracle goes down. Dark making sure he fights with his Queens, especially against Adepts. Good stutter stepping here by herO. Dark, he throws down a Bailey Nest immediately once he realizes what's going on. He needs a response for the Adepts. herO, he is holding his own. He's killing a lot of Lings. That's true, but the Bailings are on the way. And can herO be broken? Bailings are almost done. Adepts are slowly going down. Shield batteries are finishing. We're going to have an overcharge. We will have the overcharge for the Bailings. They get in. They smash into the mineral line. They shut down the shield batteries. They get into the economy. 12 probes go down. And the Queens, they still hold their own. Lings, they continue to flood on forward. We have another wave of Bailings on the way. But +1 finishes. +1 does complete. The Bailings, they crash in once again. Yeah, and it looks like Dark has done it. It looks like Dark, he has broken the economy. He's broken the defense. He gets in again. He just doesn't stop. Once again, we crash into the probes. And there's only a handful of Adepts remaining here. They shade back to the natural where there are more Bailings. As we get 29, soon to be 30 probe kills. 29 in total. And behind this Dark, he's throwing down a Roach Warren, making more Queens. He's still not droning, by the way. He's still flooding Lings. Because he knows that the main isn't enough. He knows he has to keep on going to the third. That's good starter stepping here out of herO. Focuses down a couple of those Bailings. Gets a couple of them, but the main base is going to fall completely. And herO, now he gives up on the main. He's like, screw it. I'm going across the map instead. Let's go. We get into the third. Drones are going down. And bearing in mind that Dark didn't have many workers to begin with. So his economy is not looking too hot. And we're racing back home. Dark, he's turning back around. The Queens, they have arrived. And we should be able to save the base. And Dark, I'm sure he's already content killing the main the way that he did. I'm sure he is content. Lair is done. Roach speed is now on the way. Lair's been done for a while. But Roach speed is now on the way. Dark, he's drawn up to 43. That's around 2 base saturation at this point. Dark is getting ready for the second wave. He's getting ready for the second blow here. herO, what do we have to defend? We have 2 shield batteries at the third. We have 2 shield batteries at the natural. Creep, of course, is spreading, and the main base is forfeit. Here we go. Dark setting up for his second all-in. Or for the second wave, the second round. That is a lot of Adepts. But again, that's what the Bailings and the Roaches are for. Here we go, Lings. They're busting in towards that natural. Adepts, they threaten his shade, but what are they really threatening? Yeah, we know that we can't fight here with Adepts. We have to go across the map instead. We're going for a base trade. It's the only chance that herO has because he knows he cannot defend, not against this army. We're busting into the mineral line. Oh, and the natural base is going to fall. The third is still standing. Meanwhile, across the map, Adepts, they have made it. Queens did come back home. Means they race back home. Roaches are amassing. The Adepts, they're trying to do what they can. But there's only so much they can do against Roach Queen. As herO is desperately trying to find some damage. He gets 2 drones, but only 2 workers. It's not going to be enough. The natural has been killed. It has been broken. Now we're pushing towards the 3rd base. The final base of herO. And GG gets called. There's no holding against Dark. And Dark ties up the series 1-1. GG. GG. Well played. Again, so unfortunate that herO, he in a way saw everything he needed to. Remember, he saw the fast lair. It was a 4-minute lair timing, very fast. It could be only a handful of things. Ling Queen Nidus, as we did mention, but it could have also been Ling Hydra, which I think maybe herO was hoping for, that it was going to be Ling Hydra instead. It could have been a fast Spire. It could have been a Queen Roach Drop Lord all in. Basically another Queen based all in. Unfortunately, herO, he was getting ready with his Glaive Nest, which would have been good. The problem was that he missed the Nidus. He missed the Nidus in the main base. The Stargate swords, but herO himself did not. It was able to get up and running, and Dark snowballed out of control from there. Unfortunately, herO just wasn't able to respond. And with that, we have an ace match. We have a game 3. And here we go. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the South Korean Zerg player. The blue Zerg representing Talon Esports, tying up the series 1-1, forcing the ace match. It is Dark. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss, representing Dragon KaiZ Gaming. It is herO. Go. Is it GSL? Oh no! Be careful. I wasn't quite able to catch the GSL yet. I think we're going to be casting in a couple of days. We will be organizing a GSL cast. But apparently something similar may have occurred recently. Regardless, we are just settling into game number 3 here. It is going to be a hatch gas pool. It looks like Dark was forced to take the unnatural natural, so a little bit more of an uncomfortable opener out of Dark. Meanwhile, herO going for a gate expand. Now we're loading into Oceanborn. Oceanborn also has a short rush distance by ground. If you wanted to go for another Queen Roach-based all-in, then Dark can definitely pull it off. It is quite popular on Oceanborn. The reason for its popularity, outside of its fast or shorter rush distance, is because of this 3rd base. The 3rd is quite exposed. We do have a ramp getting up to the same point of elevation as the 3rd in the center of the map. So the Queens and Roaches, they can already push forward, and there's no point of elevation to really protect the 3rd base. There's a ramp here outside the natural, but again, the 3rd is a little more exposed. That is why a lot of players, whether they're Zerg or even Terran or even Protoss, a lot of players have enjoyed aggression on this map when it comes to breaking this 3rd. So that's a big reason as to why that has been quite a popular thing. So we'll keep an eye out for any fast Roach Warren from Dark. Ling Queen Nidus all in, of course, is possible, but he's already done it once in this series. Already done it once. Here we go. herO, he is going for a Stargate opener. Once again, going to be a Stargate opener into Oracle production. We'll see how much more aggressive he is this time. If you remember, in the last game, herO was pretty passive. He was pretty passive with his Oracle and with his Adepts early on. But it looks like that passivity is not here in game 3. This time, double Adept opener, not Adept Stalker. Oracle is on the way, a little bit closer to the edge. Yep, it's rallied across the map. And we're going to be trying to get some economic damage done. First Adept does shade in. We get 1 drone. 1 drone does go down. Not a bad start for herO. He escapes with the Adepts. More Adepts on the way. Oracle as well should be zooming across the map. And we'll see if herO can get a couple more worker kills and get his third base up and running. Here we go. As the Oracle does head towards that third Queen's Row position. They do zone back the Oracle. Adepts likewise shading towards that natural. Don't quite commit. There it is. That's a fast Roach Horn. I spoke about it at the start of the game. It's like, yo, because it's very common to go for Roach Queen all-ins, we need to keep an eye out for it. 4-minute Roach Horn timing. Very early. Unnecessary against the Stargate opener. This is for an all-in Big Scout. Oh my god, the Revelation does get eyes on the Roach Horn. herO knows. herO, just like the last game, he has the information he needs, but can we pull off the defense? Can we survive? We have the Forge on the way behind this for eventually +1. For even cannons? I wonder if that's what this is for. Because that is a Forge before the Twilight Council. Meanwhile, Roaches are amassing. Queens should be pushing forward as well. Yep, there we go. Queens are moving forward. Roaches as well. This is a very common build on Oceanborn, which is why we brought it up earlier. And we should be committing here. Lings and Roaches, but cutting workers at 40. Now, herO is getting ready. Shield batteries are on the way preemptively. herO, he gets confirmation, seeing the Queens. So again, herO has all the information he needs here to defend. But what about the execution? What about the defense? Stalkers are amassing. Shield batteries are finishing. Dark sending everything across the map. Behind this, he is working on a lair. It looks like Dark is working on the next step. That's going to be if the all-in fails. But we're still massing Lings. We're still not droning. Yeah, there's more shield batteries. And yep, cannons are on the way. herO, as soon as he saw the Roach Horn, the Forge for the cannons. Let's go. Stage Trap's going to be going off. Stasis Traps are going to be going off here. Only on a couple of Lings. Ravagers are being focused down. We get one. Bit of miscontrol there out of Dark. Bleeding out a Ravager. Yeah, and Dark, he doesn't believe. This defensive position is just too good. We have a wall of cannons, a wall of shield batteries. We cannot break this. Dark backs off, and Dark is droning. We spoke about the lair. We saw that as soon as the lair started, Dark, he was already getting ready for the next step, for the next phase. Lair is done. We get into Roach Speed, get into a higher form of tech instead. Dark retreats, and herO has defended. Now, what I will say is that, unfortunately, this Twilight Council is really late. You could argue that maybe herO overreacted a little bit. As he gets 7 drones. Oh my god. He's popping off. No Spore. No Spore here at the Natural. 1 Oracle goes down. We're getting even more drone kills. 12 workers do fall. So very nice damage done there by herO. But again, what I'm most concerned about is we should have seen the Twilight Council around the same time as the Forge. You can see the disparity here in upgrades. Blink is a ways off. Without Blink, herO can't be aggressive. Or it's going to be difficult to be aggressive. I should never say herO can't be aggressive because he'll find a way. He's moving out with Stalkers. They don't have Blink. Nowhere close. But again, I feel like herO, he does need to be active. Denies a base. He's being very active with the Oracles at least. Does deny a base. Spire is on the way. Do we get eyes on it though? The Spire is in between the bases here, and it looks like we have spotted it. Now, did herO click on it though? We can see here, the Spire has been seen by herO just barely. We have Blink Stalkers on the way. We have Archon soon to be on the horizon as well. But no Phoenixes. I don't think he knows what he saw. Like, the problem here is that it looks like it could be a Spore, right? Like, it's so small, it could have been a Spore. If we didn't click on it, then we don't know. We don't know for certain. We'll see as 6 mutas are on the way for Dark. herO throwing down his Nexus, getting his 4th. Storm is on the way. I mean, at least Blink is going to be done, so herO, he has an army to keep up with the mutas. But without Phoenixes, it's still going to be a difficult defense. Still going to be a difficult defense here for herO. Mutas, they have popped out, so they're going to be skirting the edge of the map. They're heading out towards the Natural, towards the main. Now, we do have cannons and shield batteries on the way, but yeah, Natural's exposed, the main base is exposed. This tells us that herO didn't see. Like, he didn't click on it, he wasn't certain, or he doesn't know about the Spire. And the mutas are making their way towards that natural. Probes are going to be going down. Ay. And how many probes is the question? 2, 3, 4 workers. We force a recall. 5 probes, 6 probes go down. We get a 7th. And we get into the main. The blink is there, but we barely can't keep up. We get 10 probe kills. And now we start Phoenixes. So again, herO just wasn't able to confirm this. We're getting 11, almost 12 workers. We shave off a muta. Behind this, we can see Dark focusing on Ling Bane Roach Ravager. Does have +1 air attack on the way, so we can always go back into muta production. They are keeping the army busy. Dark been able to re-drone up to 80. His 4th base is up. His 5th base is on the way. It looks like he's double expanding, getting a 5th and soon to be a 6th with this other drone. Yeah, we're going back into mutas. 13 mutas in production. Now, if herO stopped Phoenixes, he might be in some trouble. He only has 2. herO only has 2 Phoenixes. Really risky here to cut Phoenix production early on like this. And Dark wants to try to capitalize on that. He wants to try to catch herO off guard by going back into mass muta. This is the power of Zerg, the power of being very flexible with your army and being very flexible with your tech. Is out of nowhere, you can suddenly make more mutas. There it is. The 16 mutas, they get into the 4th base. Oh my god, so many probes go down already. We go for the High Templar. We got 1, 2 High Templar go down. The Storm a little bit too late. More storms being thrown down, but do we bait the storm into the mineral line? Ay. Don't quite. 1 Phoenix goes down, the other is very low, and it should fall. As the mutas, they can turn around at any moment. Again, that's going to be another 13 probe kills. It's going to be 24 in total. Jesus, as we have even more mutas. We're up to 23 mutas, soon to be 25. Dark, a little bit supply blocked. 5 overlords on the way. Now, herO realizes what's going on. 2nd Stargate being thrown down. But it's quite late. herO supply blocked. No, he's supply blocked. He can't make any more Phoenixes. We're stuck on 3. Ling Bane hitting that 3rd base. Rolling on forward. Good target practice on some of those Banelings. Banelings are spent on the side defense. It looks like we should be able to hold on, but at the same time, the mutas, they get into the natural, and herO, he's being pulled apart. He's being pulled apart left and right. We do get a storm. Oh, we graze the army. Okay, we're on almost 30 mutas. 6 probes fall. Behind this, we have a fleet beacon. That's going to be for Phoenix range. Oh, good catch here by herO. Gets a lot of those mutas. Very nicely done. Very nicely done, as Dark is going to be amassing his Ling towards the right-hand side. Trying to catch out that Archon. And it looks like he will get an Archon as well. Ooh, big pickoffs there by Dark. herO bleeding out another Phoenix. The mutas, they're going to get out of control. Likewise, we break into the mineral line. 8 more probes go down. Big files here on those Zealots. And the mutas are having their way with this. We dive into the High Templar. We force the storms on the army. Storms weren't too bad, though. They softened up a lot of mutas. But the ground army is still breaking through. We still have control of the 3rd. At the same time, rallying Lings to the 4th. And the Nexus is going to go down. 1 more shot. 1 more hit and the Nexus will fall. As here, he's barely holding on. Like, his worker count is okay. He's building up an army. If Dark is a little bit too careless, if he loses the mutas, for example, then herO can counterattack. He has a chance. He's just stuck at home for now. He's just stuck defending. As Lings, they threaten the 3rd base. They want it. They're going for it. They dive on the Stalkers. At the same time, mutas, they hit the 4th. Do we have a Storm Banelings? They crash into the mineral line. We bust into the natural as well. You can see how difficult it is for herO to keep up. And a lot of this did come down to, I mean, unfortunately, he didn't scout the Spire earlier. He wasn't fully set up for mass muta. Yeah, we catch the Phoenixes. They're all going to go down one after the other. The Phoenix counters reset. The base goes down. herO, he can't keep up. Not anymore. As Dark has gotten out of control. Has gotten out of control with this, and yeah, the muta count is just perpetually at 35. We even have corruptors on the way to help deal with the Phoenixes, which I don't think are necessary anymore just because we already caught some of them, but you know, he will have a stronger army against the Phoenixes that are amassing. Annual Pulse Crystals is done. herO knocked down to 3 bases. And Dark, he's headed for the main, or headed to whatever base he can. Do we have any High Templar? We have 5 decent amount of storms available for herO. From here, Dark, if we wanted to, we could tech up into Hive Tech. We don't have a Hive yet, but we can work towards Hive. We can work towards Ultras. Ultras would be good in this position as a transition. As a way out of muta, but we're camping the production. We dive on top of the Stargates. The Corruptors, they keep the Phoenixes busy, and we focus down both Stargates. The Templar Archives as well. No more Head Templar. What you see is what you get. We can't morph them in. Aliens, they crash into the 3rd. At least it is a little bit easier to defend on 3 bases. Oh, big storms. Big storms on the mutas. But again, as long as Dark doesn't slip up here, as long as he doesn't make a big mistake, then he should be okay. Collapsing on the army. Dives on forward. Where are the storms? Ooh, big storms on the mutas once again. But Dark, he's trading well enough. As he does retreat. You see the ground army moving out. herO, he's all in, essentially. He's all in. It's all or nothing. We have to push out. We have to break free. We do have to break free here as we focus down the Archon. The main army is pushing through. We're gaining ground. Like, this all in. It's kind of working out here. Again, it's all or nothing. This has to end the game for herO. The boys are being pulled. We collapse here on the Stalkers. The storms are late. The High Templar are a little bit too far behind. Not a bad storm on the mutas. Once again, oh, we sit in it. The mutas, they're going down to the storms. They're being forced back in. herO, can we force this? Can we make this work? We take down the base. We break through the defensive line. We take down the Spire. And we spoke about maybe an Ultra transition, something else other than these mutas, but we're still stuck with a Massling muta. That's all we have. As the 3rd base has gone down, and herO takes a supply lead. He's doing it. He is doing it. Again, there's nothing else left for him back at home. We have to keep going. We find another base. How many storms? 3 High Templar. We have 1 storm, soon to be 2. As one of the High Templar is just out of energy. And we're going for the base trade. We ignore the army. We recall back home. We go for the recall. We collapse on the mutas. Uh-oh. There is a High Templar. There is a storm. The storm on the mutas. We do back off. Instead, we go for the other bases. Instead. We get 1. We get 2 cannons. But we're bleeding out mutas. Mutas at Dark. He can't really afford to lose. Mutas are being hunted down. Corruptors going ham in the main base, trying to get some bases. Meanwhile, Zealots were left behind. 48 drones go down. And remember, Dark, he lost the Spire. As he bleeds out mutas, he can't make any more. He has a Roach Warren. He can make roaches. He's rebuilding the Spire. Rebuilding the Spire instead. herO, he cleans up everything back at home. He did lose a base, but again, it doesn't matter. He still has a Mass Stalker army, and I think herO's done it. GG gets called. herO was being pulled apart, but he was building up a death ball of an army. Goes for the all-in, and herO takes the series 2-1. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to herO as he does weather the storm. I mean, he held the power of the storm. Was able to take a good fight, able to snowball out of control. You can see here in the supplies as well how Dark was ahead, and he took a rough fight, taking, what was it, like 2 storms to the face, and herO snowballed out of control, was able to break Dark, able to get on top of the tech. GG. Let's go, Bobby. Let's go. And with that, Dark has been eliminated, and I believe that is going to be the final Zerg player of the tournament. So that's typically how things go here in the ESL Open Cups. It's just a population thing, really. There was no Solar, for example. Solar wasn't a part of this ESL Open Cup. It was really on Dark and DRG. There was no Shin either. DRG got knocked out earlier in the round of 16. Dark falls in the quarterfinals. And now it's all about the Protoss and Terran. We have 2 semifinals ahead of us. We have herO versus Beyond in the upper semis, and we have Classic versus Oliveira in the lower semifinals. Will it be a TVT, a PvP, or a PvT finals? We're here to find out. Let's go.